Martial arts as an industry is enormous and growing rapidly. Various martial art forms are consumed as sports and in turn as a form of entertainment globally. There are the Olympics, various national-level style-specific tournaments being organized around the world, and numerous mixed martial arts organizations like the UFC. Additionally, there is a huge demand for it as a discipline for fitness and self-defense. Moreover, the cinematic depiction of martial arts has always had a niche for itself among the film audiences. Hence, demand for any and all forms of martial arts is forever in popular demand. So which sparring traditions actually deserve to be categorized as martial arts? Any discipline or skill set practiced for self-defense, sport, fitness and meditation classifies as a martial art. In layman's terms, the word martial arts applies to all the systems of combat developed around the world. The term itself is derived from an older Latin term, meaning arts of Mars, Mars being the Roman god of war. The crudest form of martial art is believed to have been developed right from the beginning of ancient civilizations. As people started living in societies, they had to defend themselves from attacks of animals and even other rival tribal clans. Numerous excavations and cave paintings point to the fact that some form of defense or combat system started developing among humans as far back as the Lower Paleolithic Age. Let us now explore more about the subject of this video, the martial art form which probably is the source or atlas, in some way, impacted most of the modern martial art forms we know. It has been long established that most modern martial art forms trace their origins back to Kung Fu, which was invented in the Shaolin Temple by the Buddhist monks. One name which is associated with this invention is Dhamma or Bodhidharma. As the records suggest, a Chinese emperor named Wu of the Liang dynasty invited Bodhidharma from India to visit China in 527 AD to assist monks in translating Buddhist scriptures into Mandarin. After traveling all over China, he came across a Buddhist temple in the Hainan region, where the monks were too weak and incapable to defend themselves against marauding robbers. To help them in their predicament, he taught them the martial arts that he knew, thus establishing Kung Fu in China. He authored 2 books, Yi Jin Jing and Shi Sui Jing. The first focused on exercises to improve physical strength, while the second focused on meditation and breathing. His teachings laid the foundation of Zen Buddhism. The martial virtues of discipline, humility, restraint and respect are attributed to this philosophy. After finishing the 2 books, he wrote a 3rd book entitled The 18 Hands of Lo Han, which was about his experiences as a Kshatriya, an Indian class of warriors and rulers. This was one of the first textbooks written about defensive as well as offensive combat styles. Now the question arises, which discipline exactly did Bodhidharma teach the monks of the Shaolin Temple? It was Kalaripayattu, one of the many ancient Indian martial arts. Kalaripayattu was invented in the region of modern-day Kerala, and Lord Pershuram is accredited as its inventor. In the word Kalaripayattu, Kalari means an open area and Payattu means to learn. So Kalaripayattu loosely translates to learning in an open area. However, this word's usage is quite recent. Kalarividya, meaning education of Kalari, was more appropriately used for centuries prior. It denotes the whole body of knowledge, including aspects of fighting technique, healthcare, education, rituals, lifestyle, philosophy, meditation, art of life and art of performance. Kalaripayattu is the oldest surviving martial art in India and was developed with inspiration from the power, strength and fighting techniques of animals such as lion, tiger, snake, elephant, peacock and wild boar. The primary weapons used are swords, shields, sticks, daggers, spears etc. Furthermore, it also contains rituals and philosophies of Hinduism. In fact, many people in the Western world often relate martial arts with Buddhism due to its stereotype in Hollywood films. As far as the philosophical aspect of Asian martial arts is concerned, it has its roots in Hinduism. Kalaris, where the art is taught, are constructed on the basis of Tatu Sastra. Kalari is built in the southwest corner of the plot, and the face of Kalari should be faced towards the east. The construction of an Kalari, the place where fights used to be conducted, follows a particular architectural style. Today, there are 3 main branches of Kalaripayattu: the northern style, the central style, and the southern style. This classification of Kalaripayattu is fairly recent as it was introduced by Sridharan Nair in 1963 in his book Kalaripayattu. Kalaripayattu is believed to have gained prominence and evolved as a consequence during hundreds of years of constant conflict among the Cholas, Pandyas and Cheras. There are 4 stages of Kalaripayattu. These stages are for physical exercises, wooden weapon training, metal weapon training, and bare hand techniques respectively. Each stage is built on the skills developed in the preceding stage. Furthermore, some schools in Kerala consider Kalari treatment, which is the treatment based on the vital points of the body, as the fifth stage. Herbal medicine has always been a part of Kalaripayattu. For the ancient Kalaripayattu warriors, knowing what herbs in the wild could be used for treating injuries and wounds from combat was an essential part of their knowledge. During the 19th century, when India was under British rule, Kalari was banned for fear of a revolution against a Raj. This resulted in the sudden decline of this martial art. Although it was banned, dedicated practitioners of Kalaripayattu never gave up and continued practicing it covertly. Eventually, in 1920, Kalaripayattu's revival started, and it was slowly brought back as part of promoting traditional art forms in South India. It was led by KK Guru Kul and his disciple CVN Narayanan. However, it could not fully revive the medieval form of Kalaripayattu in its original form, since many techniques were lost. In addition to Kalaripayattu, many South Asian martial arts have their roots in various other Indian martial arts as well. Between 2nd and 12th centuries AD, Cholas and Pallavas embarked on naval expeditions throughout Southeast Asia, conquering a vast region. As a consequence, they introduced their forms of dance, cuisine, writing, literature, architecture, and the martial arts to these parts. Martial arts such as Varmakalai, Kudu Varasai, Malyatham, Adathatha and Salambam were heavily borrowed into or used as foundations for the eventual fighting styles of Southeast Asia.